Hello students, in Science 1, let us continue with Chapter 14 Substances in Common Use and study radioactivity and radioactive substances. Radioactive substances. Elements with a high atomic number such as uranium, thorium, radium have a property of spontaneously emitting invisible, highly penetrating and high energy radiation. This property is called radioactivity. A substance having this property is called a radioactive substance. The nucleus of radioactive elements is unstable. Radiation occurs from an unstable nucleus. Radioactive substances are relevant to our day-to-day life. The three types of radiation that are given out by radioactive substances are alpha, beta, and gamma rays. Nature of radioactive radiation. In 1889, Ernest Rutherford discovered that the radiation emitted by radium were of two types. They are called alpha and beta radiation. Paul Villard discovered the third type, namely gamma radiation. When these rays are allowed to pass through two oppositely charged plates, they get separated. This method was introduced by Rutherford in 1902 to study the radiation emitted by radioactive substances. Ernest Rutherford and Paul Villard studied the radiation emitted by radioactive substances. For this purpose, the rays were allowed to pass through an electrical field, and a photographic plate was held in their path. It was found that the radiation was divided into three types. One type of radiation deviated slightly towards the negatively charged plate, while the second type of radiation deviated substantially towards the positively charged plate. However, the third type of radiation did not deviate at all in the electrical field. The rays which deviated slightly towards the negatively charged plate are called alpha rays. Those which deviate substantially towards the positively charged plate are called beta rays, and those which do not deviate at all are called gamma rays. The characteristics or properties of alpha, beta, and gamma rays. Nature of alpha rays. It is the current of alpha particles. It is a highly energetic helium nucleus with two protons and two neutrons. Nature of beta rays. It is a current of beta particles, that is, it is a highly energetic electron. Gamma rays, they are electromagnetic radiation. Mass of alpha particles, it is 4.0028 unified mass. Mass of beta rays 0.000548 unified mass, and gamma rays have no mass. The charge of alpha rays is +2, they are positively charged. The charge of beta rays is -1, that is, they are negatively charged, and gamma rays are electrically neutral. Velocity of alpha rays, it is 1/5 to 1/20 times the velocity of light. The velocity of beta rays is 1/5 to 9/10 times the velocity of light, while the velocity of gamma rays is same as the velocity of light. Deviation in the electric field. Alpha rays are attracted towards the negatively charged plate, beta rays are attracted towards the positively charged plate, and gamma rays do not deviate. Penetrating power of alpha rays. They can penetrate an aluminum sheet of thickness less than 0.02 millimeters. The penetrating power of beta rays. They can penetrate an aluminum sheet of thickness 2 millimeters, which is 100 times the penetration of alpha particles. Gamma rays can penetrate 15 centimeters thick lead screen, which is 10,000 times the penetration of alpha particles. Ionization power. Alpha rays have a very high ionization power, beta rays have a low ionization power, and gamma rays have very low ionization power. Power to produce fluorescence is very high in alpha rays, very low in beta rays, and low in gamma rays. Uses of radioactive isotopes. It is a misconception that radioactive elements are used only for making an atom bomb. Radioactive isotopes are used in various fields such as scientific research, agriculture, industry, medicine, etc. Radioactive substances are used in two ways: by using the radiation alone and by using the radioactive element itself. Natural radioactivity. Generally, the elements with atomic numbers from 82 to 92 are found to radiate spontaneously in nature. These are called natural radioactive elements. Artificial radioactive elements. The couple Frederick Joliot-Curie and Irene Joliot-Curie first invented induced, that is, artificial radioactivity. The radioactive elements produced in the nuclear fission processes brought about in the laboratory by bombardment of particles are called artificial radioactive elements. They were awarded the Nobel Prize in 1935 for this invention. Uses of radioactive isotopes. Radioactive isotopes are used in various fields as follows. First, in industrial field, in radiography, internal cracks and voids, that is, gaps in cast iron articles and iron solder, can be detected with the help of gamma rays. For this purpose, isotopes like cobalt-60, iridium-192 are used in the radiography camera. This technique is used for detecting flaws, that is, errors in metalwork. Measurement of thickness, density, and level. It is necessary to maintain the required thickness in the manufacture of aluminum, plastic, iron sheets of differing thickness. In the manufacturing process, a radioactive substance is placed on one side and an instrument to measure radiation on the other. The radiation read by the measuring instrument varies with the thickness of the sheet. Material inside a packing can also be examined by the same technique. Luminescent paint and radioluminescence. The radioactive substances radium, promethium, tritium, with some phosphor, are used to make certain objects visible in the dark. For example, the hands of a clock and certain other objects. Krypton 85 is used in HID, that is high intensity discharge lamps, while Promethium 147 is used in portable X-ray units as a source of beta rays. Use in ceramic articles. Luminous colors are used to decorate ceramic tiles, utensils, plates, etc. Earlier, uranium oxide was used in these paints. Second, field of agriculture. The genes and chromosomes that give seeds properties like fast growth, higher productivity, etc. can be modified by the means of radiation. The radioactive isotope cobalt-60 is used for food preservation. Onions, potatoes are irradiated with gamma rays from cobalt-60 to prevent their sprouting. Strontium-90 is used as a tracer in the research on various crops. Third, medical science. Polycythemia. The red blood cell count increases in the disease polycythemia. Phosphorus 32 is used in its treatment. Bone cancer. Strontium 89, strontium 90, samarium 153, and radium 223 are used in the treatment of bone cancer. Hyperthyroidism. Enlargement of thyroid gland, weight loss in spite of appetite, insomnia are the symptoms of hyperthyroidism. It occurs due to overproduction of hormones by the thyroid gland. Iodine 123 is used in the treatment of hyperthyroidism. Tumor detection. Boron 10, iodine 131, cobalt 60 are used in treatment of brain tumor, while arsenic 74 is used in detection of small tumors in the body. Hazards or dangers of radioactive substances and radiation. The central nervous system is affected by radioactive radiation. Hereditary defects are generated by bombardment of radiation on DNA in the body. Radioactive radiation can penetrate the skin and cause diseases like skin cancer and leukemia. The radiative pollutants. created due to explosions enter the body through air and it is difficult to control them. The radioactive pollutants released in the sea enter the bodies of fishes and through them enter the human body on consumption. The radioactive paint on the watch can cause cancer. The radioactive isotope strontium-90, which is used as a tracer, can enter the body through plants, fruits, flowers, cereals, milk, etc., and cause diseases like bone cancer and leukemia. An introduction to scientists. The French scientist Henri Becquerel was studying pitchblende, a compound of uranium. He had kept some unused photographic plates in a cardboard box in a drawer. A key was lying on the box. He happened to leave the uranium compounds on it. After a few days, he washed the plates only to find that the plates were cloudy and showed the shape of the key. As this incident occurred in the dark, Becquerel inferred that the uranium compounds might be emitting from their interiors rays like X-rays which penetrate substances. These rays were called Becquerel rays. After a few days, Madame Marie Curie discovered similar properties in compounds of thorium. Ernest Rutherford, born in 1871 and died in 1937, a scientist from New Zealand, did research on radioactivity under the guidance of J. Thomson at the Cavendish Laboratory at Cambridge and McGill University in Canada. He showed that the nitrogen atom could be split by bombarding it with alpha particles. This experiment ushered in a new era in the field of physics. A peep into the past. The Chernobyl disaster. On 26 April 1986, the graphite reactor in the Chernobyl atomic power plant exploded, and suddenly the radioactive isotopes and radiation came out. Due to this episode, radioactive isotopes entered the human body through water and land and caused genetic disorders. These got carried further into the next generation. Thyroid disorders increased in children as well as adults. As a result, the incidence of throat diseases is greater there than in other places.